Sometimes you need additional damage in Red Dead Online, and in such situations, these 5 best damage ability cards will help you. You can even make maximum damage builds by combining them, but anyway, the first ability card is Winning Streak. This ability card is extremely strong. It alone can grant you up to 100% of extra damage, and apparently recently Rockstar buffed Winning Streak. Okay, actually I guess they broke it, as you will see later from the test results, but anyway, this card is much better than it used to be 2 years ago. So in theory, each consecutive shot on the same target grants you extra damage. Few years ago it was 10% increase per shot with 100% maximum bonus after 10 shots. But now take a look at this test. I'm using Carcano rifle with regular ammo and my opponent is using level 1 health tonic. We're not getting extra damage on our first shot. On a second shot we are receiving around 10% of extra damage, like we should. But then interesting thing happens. Our third shot deals more than 30% extra damage, then more than 50, then almost 80, and shot number 6 already deals 100% of extra damage, which is maximum. I retested it again few times, for example with Lancaster repeater, and each time I was reaching maximum 100% bonus after 5 or 6 shots, not after 10 shots like it used to be a few years ago. So I guess Winning Streak is broken and it became much more powerful. But that's not all. During my tests I found 3 more interesting and I would even say broken things about Winning Streak ability card. First of all, when you're using shotgun on a close distance or with painted black ability card, so you can make sure that all the pellets will hit the target, you're getting a bonus from Winning Streak even on your first shot. So apparently each pellet counts as a consecutive shot. It will be very helpful when you hunt big legendary animals, just don't forget to use painted black. You cannot mark legendary animals, but painted black gives you perfect accuracy. Second weird thing about Winning Streak ability card is that its description tells that effect will be lost in 10 seconds if you don't shoot anybody. However, on practice quite often it's not really working this way. So for example, here I was testing Winning Streak, then I decided to test another ability card, removed Winning Streak and took other weapon, cleaned it, then made a shot, and as you can see received a significant bonus damage. Usually Volcanic is not making so much damage. That's how much damage you are usually making with Volcanic and Express ammo. So yeah, I received maximum damage from Winning Streak few minutes after the last shot, and even more, Winning Streak was not equipped. And during my tests I've seen similar situations few times. On the other hand, missing a shot always resets the bonus. However, you don't lose the bonus when you switch targets, which is again weird because description says that you need to shoot the same target. Anyway, Winning Streak is a pretty solid damage ability card, but I suggest you to use it only in situations where you need at least 3 shots to kill your target, and only if you're sure that you're not gonna be missing at all. Moving to our next damage ability card. It's called Focus Fire. It's a dead die ability card. You need to activate the die to have a bonus, but it gives some solid extra damage to you and all your teammates. So let's test it. First of all, Carcano rifle, regular ammo. As you can see, with Focus Fire active, we are dealing around 20% more damage. Obviously was cleaning weapons before shots, so conditions are exactly the same. As I already mentioned, when active, Focus Fire also grants bonus damage to your teammates, and it's also 20%. However, if few players in a team will use Focus Fire at the same time, effect will not stack, it will still be 20%. So Focus Fire is a good choice for sniper battles, especially when you are in a team, or for some situations where you need to kill a pretty tough NPC, for example in this legendary bounty mission. But the problem is, you can equip only one Deadeye ability card at the time, and other ability cards like Painted Black or Slow and Steady or even Slippery Bastard might be much more useful in many different situations. On the other hand, 20% extra damage is a nice bonus, especially since different ability cards, damage ability cards, stack up with each other. You can equip 4 damage ability cards, make a full damage build and have a pretty significant damage, as we will see later. Next damage ability card will be pretty useful for players who would prefer to use double pistols or revolvers, but in some builds without painted black. It's called Gunslinger's Choice, and it grants extra damage and accuracy when you are dual wielding. Take a look, on the left we are holding 2 guns, and on the right only 1 gun, exactly the same volcanic pistols. As you can see, we made around 10% more damage while dual wielding, which is not impressive, but there is another bonus from this ability card. It also gives us increased accuracy, which on practice means smaller bloom when we aiming for the first time or strafing. It's really noticeable when we're using double sawed-off shotguns. And actually this bonus is really good, because on practice you're not fighting while standing still, you are strafing all the time, and having increased accuracy in such situations will be very helpful. However, there is a problem. If you use painted black ability card, you are getting perfect accuracy anyway, so you don't care about this bonus. So Gunslinger's Choice is a really niche ability card. It gives bonus only for dual wielding, not for other main weapons, and also you might want to use it only in builds where you don't use painted black. And back in the day it was working extremely well for only semi-automatic pistols and double action revolvers, but apparently Rockstar fixed it at some point, and now in my tests I don't see any big difference, even for these specific weapons, and that's why I decided not to include Gunslinger's Choice in my top 5 damage ability cards list, but still I think that this card worth to be mentioned. Next ability card is called Landon's Patience. It gives you bonus damage based on how much time you will wait between shots. Maximum bonus is 20% extra damage when you wait 15 seconds or more between shots, as you can see on your screen now. So basically for each second that you wait between shots, you are getting 1.3% of extra damage. And yes, if you only logged in into the game and it's your first shot, you will get the maximum bonus. Anyway, Landon's Patience is a great choice for making your first shot as powerful as possible. But unfortunately, even if you're using slower weapon like rolling block rifle, there never will be 15 seconds between shots in a real fight, so your bonus in the middle of a fight from Landon's Patience will be much smaller, like 5% on average. However, if you think that you will never miss your first shot on the target, this ability card is a nice choice. In other cases, I suggest to use a different damage ability card, which is called Peak Condition. It gives bonus damage based on the amount of stamina that you have. Maximum bonus is when you have full stamina, and as you can see, it's about 10%, which is not that much, but you can have this bonus all the time because it's pretty easy to have maximum stamina in Red Dead Online. By the way, a lot of players were asking what will happen if we will have more than maximum amount of stamina, for example by drinking stamina tonic. And as you can see, nothing happens, maximum bonus damage is 10%. By the way, I need to mention that Peak Condition also has a side effect. It reduces stamina drain rate while you're sprinting and reduces it significantly. But I don't think that you care about such bonus in practice. And by the way, it works only for sprinting. When you're using stamina in some other way, for example by making such jumps, there is no difference. And the last ability card is an absolute must-have when you're using a sniper rifle or any other scoped weapon. It grants you extra damage and damage reduction when you're using a scope. At first, let's test damage. As you can see, it gives 20% extra damage when we are scoping. By the way, if you are using scoped weapon, like for example this Springfield rifle, but not using a scope, there will be no extra damage. Now let's test damage reduction. As you can see with Sharpshooter, when we're looking through the scope, we are receiving a 20% of a damage reduction, which is a lot. So Sharpshooter is just a no-brainer if you are using a sniper rifle. But now let's take a look at some examples of maximum damage builds. If you want to have extremely powerful first shot, I suggest you to use Focus Fire, Landon's Patience, Peak Condition and Sharpshooter. Obviously, if you use using a sniper rifle. Even with regular ammo, it's just a one shot from Carcana to the body against an enemy with full health and full health core. However, if our opponent will be using level 2 health tonic, it will be not a one-shot kill. And even if we will change ammo to Express, which is much more powerful, it will be pretty close but still not a one-shot kill. But if we're gonna use rolling block rifle with Express ammo instead, it will be a one-shot kill against an enemy with level 2 health tonic. So on practice it will be a one-shot kill pretty much always against pretty much everyone. Obviously with such build we are sacrificing our defensive abilities, we have damage reduction only from Sharpshooter, but still I think that you might use this in some sniper battles. Next we have a maximum damage build for multiple shots, and here we are replacing Landon's patience with winning streak. This one can be used for tougher enemies, players who use level 3 health tonic and golden health core, legendary animals or NPCs in armor like Shepherd legendary bounty. By the way, on your screen you can see a complete step-by-step guide for best 3 legendary bounties including Shepherd. So watch it if you're interested, and with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay safe, stay healthy, goodbye.